If you were elected mayor, what do you see as the top 3 priorities for the city of Hendersonville?
The very first priority, it governs a lot, and that, you've heard it here before, economics is our issue of the day. It will be, in my opinion, for at least the next 2 to 3 years, we will be maintaining, because again, you've heard it before today, the city's revenues are lower now, and I predict they will be lower for the next 2 or 3 years. We are getting less sales tax, less gas tax, property taxes are, well, the reappraisal has certainly added to our property tax, but to our values, not to our tax rate. We will be maintaining city services in the best way possible, in the most conservative way, the most cost-efficient way. It's not a glamorous topic, but that's what's going to be happening for the next few years. That's what I see as our biggest challenge. Preparing for the future by learning how to be more conservative and more cost-effective, and working with citizens to do that as well, I think it will set the stage for the future when the economy starts lightening up and we can start doing some projects. Now, don't forget, we will certainly take advantage of all efforts at stimulus funding and grants, because that is available. So even though our revenue sources may be slightly less, we'll take advantage of every opportunity to do projects, sidewalks, road projects, etc. But I see that as the main issue. Safety in our neighborhoods and downtown. This is what I hear people say. They want to feel safe, and they want to slow the traffic down. This is what I really hear a lot. So that's a police presence, in my opinion. You know, as someone has mentioned here, that we're out and about, people see that we have governance within our neighborhoods and on our streets. And diversity is another issue that I want to address and bring forward for us to all discuss as we move forward, because that's not going to be going away, it's going to be even more. So I want us to enjoy our diversity and learn how to do that with each other.
I think one of the things that the city is going to be working on come January is prioritizing the recommendations in our comprehensive plan and the recommendations that are going to be coming from our Green Challenge Task Force. There are a lot of things that people would like to see that they've told us during this process, and we're going to have to determine, again, in this economic climate, what are going to be the most important things. Where are we going to get the most impact, and what are more long-range goals that we should be having. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take additional input from the community on setting these priorities. And the immediate one, as I mentioned earlier, is trying to deal with the traffic situation that we've had, especially around the downtown area. Working with DOT is always a frustrating process. We need to keep working, holding them accountable for what they've said they were going to do, which they have not as yet fulfilled. It is going to be it's just a frustration for everyone who has to drive around here, and I think we do need to try to deal with that as quickly as we possibly can. We want to keep our basic services in place, make sure that we don't do anything that would keep the streets from being clean, keep the potholes from filled, keep the police from serving. We want to make sure that all the necessary city services are in place, and as much as possible, maybe enhance those as well. The things that people consider the necessities for a good quality of life here. So those are the 3 things that I would hope the city would be working toward.
Well, I don't think that the city has a problem with providing basic services, but I think that the community and the business owners have a right and deserve to know that they're going to have an aggressive leadership that's going to try to attract and develop. I'm a huge proponent of ownership accountability. I think that just because you own property doesn't mean that you necessarily can do whatever, whenever, and however. And by that, I mean that we have a spirit that's called the American spirit. And there's many people who would love to own property but don't have or never will have that opportunity. As I look around Hendersonville, I see so many properties that are dilapidated, in disrepair, and I see no aggressive initiative to try to prompt owners to do something about this. And this is one thing I want to do. It's called a Redevelopment Authority Initiative. I want to go to these places and people that have owned property for many years that have deterred investment into this community and say, look, develop your property, or now I'm talking about previously owned developed properties. Develop it, sell it to the city or sell it to someone who will, or do something with it. We have a mall out there. That's the first thing you turn into Hendersonville and see. It's never been a moneymaker. I think the anchors deserve better. When it comes to downtown, you have a lot of exogenous ownership that will not invest into their businesses. I think that's one of the reasons why the 5 condo projects went down. You have very fine individuals, very, very hardworking people who have invested a lot in this community and need to see businesses grow. America does not work without growth. When growth ceases, you have a recession, you have depression. I mean, that's the way capitalism in America works. And I have specific initiatives to try to bring business to this community, creative economics, doing it around public art, providing a redevelopment initiative to prompt owners that have neglected their properties to do something. Mr. Freeman had indicated that he wants to clean up the city. We are a visual generation. People want to see livability. They equate livability with visual integrity. And if that is not present, you cannot have growth. So that's one of the things that I'd like to do as mayor.